YouTubers, I am gonna make a new vlog called Dog Talk because of course that's all I ever talk or think about is dogs. It goes God, family, dogs. That's it in my life. So I'm gonna sit down, have a cup of coffee, talk about dogs, and let me make my coffee with my Keurig, and then I will sit down and we'll talk about dogs. Our first I guess vlog post will be called Puppy 101, just because we're going to start at the beginning, and yeah, here we go. Okay, so I am making my coffee with my creamer, and there's my coffee cup. I got it from the aquarium at the boardwalk. Nice. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to kind of talk about was your puppy. So whenever you pick up your puppy, I'm stirring my coffee. Lovely. So whenever you get your puppy, a lot of people ask me, when can I start training it? Well, the answer is lovely. It's 400 years from now. I'm just kidding. It is now. Your puppy starts learning the minute you bring it home. And I'm not just talking about things like sit, lay down, stay. I'm talking about things like, do you let that puppy jump on you when you come in the door? Do you? Because that's going to teach your puppy it's okay to jump on you. And then when they become a great big, gigantic doggy, they're going to knock you down. And it's going to suck. So, do not allow your puppy to jump up on you. And that will keep, little Fido there, who's so cute and tiny like a little bear, to grow up to be 200 pounds and knock Grandma Susie over. Because I've seen that happen. I kid you not, my neighbor at the time, this was years ago, the neighbor beside her got out, and that dog jumped on her, and she ended up in a nursing home because it broke her hip. It literally broke her hip, and she ended up in a nursing home, and it was not good. Luckily, the family, I don't know why, they did not press charges on these other people. They didn't press charges, and they acted like they were some kind of like hero because they got her to the doctor, but it was their dog who knocked her over in the first place in her yard. That was just a grace of God that those people didn't get in trouble like that. Not for the lady, but for them. Anyway, so now I'm going to walk over here to my thing. I've never done this before, so it's going to be a little weird, I guess, at the start, so we'll have to get used to that. Okay, so let's find a good angle to not make me look too chunky. Okay, so I've got some notes here just because I didn't want to miss anything, but at the same time I'm going to go off script a lot because that's just what I do. I ramble. So, first thing, when can you start training your puppy? It is now. So don't allow them to jump up on you. Don't allow them, in my mind, don't allow them to sleep with you, because your puppy will learn that it's equal with you. And what I mean by that is you don't want your puppy to think they're on the same level, on the same wavelength, because that can create chaos in your household. Let me elaborate a little bit more and switch arms, because that is not my coffee drinking hand. This one is. So, I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning, by the way. Don't let your puppy become equal with you, because then they might grow up and be like, oh, I can become the pack leader, and you don't want that, because a pack leader for your dog means chewing up the coffee table, chewing up the couch, making a hole in your drywall. You don't want that. Also, it's a very good skill to have, crate training. So instead of letting your puppy sleep with you, make them stay in a crate. And you say, oh, but they keep me up all night, blah, blah, blah. It's no different than when you have to train your kiddo to sleep in their own bed. So, I don't know if that light is bothering people. Let's turn it off. Watch that make everything worse. But it's hard for me to concentrate when that light was on above my head. I think that works. It's a little bit better. So, I guess it keeps it from being monotonous. You know what words are hard. So, crate training is a very good skill to have. You never know when they're going to end up needing to go to the vet and have to be there. You don't want them barking. That just stresses your puppy out. So, crate training is great. spray some calming spray in the crate with them if you want to. I've never needed it. I just put them in there like a crock pot, set it and forget it. Don't forget your puppy. But I am so awkward. But anyway, so crate train your puppy. Don't let it sleep with you. Don't let it jump up on you. Don't let it get away with back talking. You would be shocked at the amount of people who bring me their puppies and they're like, yeah, he just loves to talk back. It's so cute. Don't let them do that. That's gonna grow up your dog's gonna grow up to be a teenager and be a butthead. Do not let them do that. You spray them in the face with a water sprayer. Potty training. So of course everyone, that's one of the common sense ones. We want to start potty training. So my puppies, before they go home, because those of you who may not know, I do breed standard poodle puppies. We potty train our puppies starting at 4 weeks old. So try to find a breeder who does that. We use fake grass, pee-pee pads, and regular grass outside because we have so many who go to service homes. So with that being said, try to find a breeder who does take those steps. If you don't, like say you're just driving and you see people outside in their cars at Walmart, which is illegal by the way, but they're selling dogs and you're like, oh, it's so cute, I just have to have it, and you get it. Make sure every 2 hours roughly, 8 to 10 week old puppy can do, but you might want to do sooner than that, because when the puppy goes to sleep and wakes up, take it out. After the puppy eats, take it out. After the puppy plays, take it out. If you do a little training session, take it out afterward or it's going to pee. So let me check my thing. 8 weeks old is 8 to 10 weeks is when you want to try to find a good puppy, so that way it's not taken too early. Another thing, someone will say, oh, my breeder said it's okay to go home at 5 weeks old. No, it's not. That's a whole nother spiel. No, it's not. So you want to conduct lessons whenever the puppies are well rested as well. So you don't want to do it when they're sleepy. Also, puppies, as everyone knows, very, very short attention span. You want to make it fun. So when I work with young puppies, I sit down, I take a little squeaky toy and some treats. I get them used to hearing their name. That's kind of the number one thing, because if your dog doesn't know its name, it's not going to come to you. It's going to be off in La La Land. You want to teach it its name. That's number one. Teach it its name. It takes about 5 minutes to teach a puppy its name typically. Do that. Play with it. And then do little like sit command. Kind of start with sit. That's my favorite way to start. And then I always do sit, and then a couple days later lay down. That's just how I like to do it. Coffee time with Stormi. Anyway, that's my name, by the way. I am Stormi. Nice to meet everyone. Okay, next. You want to find what your dog wants to work for. The currency. Treats, toys, both a lot of times in young puppies. I will literally have some treats, have some toys. I'll squeak a squeaker, and they're like, whoa, what's that? And then I'll throw it, let them run after a ball or whatever it is, play tug of war. Puppies love to play. They dig it. Okay, so we want to do that. You don't want to train your puppy in a distraction area yet. You want to distraction free. Just like I like to do this video thing, even though it's kind of awkward. I feel like I'm talking to myself. But hopefully someone out there will pay attention and I can help somebody. So, no distractions. Yet. Yet is the key word. So, right now, if you have multiple dogs, put them outside or put them in a different room, take your puppy somewhere else, and then for about 5-6 minutes, train your puppy. Then, after the training part, and make sure you play in between, but then give them, extra play, like, you're such a good puppy, and then take them out to potty. Don't forget that, or they will have an accident. So, at your 8 to 10 week period, you want to set up a schedule so that way your puppy knows, hey, I eat at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whatever. I eat. This is my playtime. This is my potty time. This is my meal time. This is my bedtime. And then put them to bed and don't come back until you, say you're like, oh, I need to let them out at 3 in the morning. Don't come back till 3 in the morning. Or if they bark to let you know, then take them out. Just like you would potty train a small baby, don't make a whole lot of, or when you're trying to teach them their daytime and nighttime, my kiddo's 8, so I'm trying to remember exactly the wording I'm trying to say, but you want to remain very not playful, I guess, very when you take your puppy out in the middle of the night. We don't want to ramp them up or anything like that. Have them go potty, put them right back in that crate, and you go back to bed. And if they're barking, they're barking. That's on them. They'll go to sleep. But don't go back for them just because you need sleep and they're barking, because you know what that's going to do? If they learn they can bark and get out, they're gonna bark for 5 minutes, then they're gonna bark for 10, and an hour, and 4 hours. You would be surprised how relentless a puppy can be. Coffee break. So please, I beg you, do not take your puppy out until you want them up. Unless you have to let them out to go to the bathroom, but do not let them out and sleep with you, because you're setting yourself up for failure. So, my next little thing, because again, I wrote notes so I didn't forget. Focus on crate and potty training. We went through that. Socialization. This is everyone's fun little topic. So, of course, get your puppy out there. I would not go to puppy parks. This is kind of a big... I made a TikTok video about it the other day, because a woman who I had to meet at the park, because, I do CGC testing, which is the Canine Good Citizen. So I met her at the park. And I'm like, oh, your puppy's kind of regressing. What's going on? And I wouldn't say it in a mean way, but I was just kind of talking to her, and she said, well, we went to a puppy park, and another puppy kind of rolled her. So this great big Bernese Mountain Dog just right over her little dog. And I was like, well, we want to try to skip the big dog parks. I would skip them all together, but I know that's a big, people don't like that. So I wouldn't go as they're young. I would not go with a young puppy, because just like what happened to her, a big dog just run right over your little dog. Or even if you have a big dog, it can still have a bad experience, and then it kind of sets them back. They hold on to that. It can really be detrimental to your puppy. So I would just skip the dog parks. I'm a big advocate for the STAR puppy training, because they get so many socialization with not only dogs, people, and dogs. And my favorite day is when we sit and play Pass the Puppy. So everybody just sits in a circle. We sit in a corner. Sit in a circle, and you hold your puppy, and you love your puppy, and then you pass the puppy. So then you get to play with another puppy, and that is my favorite day, because you get to play with all these little puppies, and the puppies get socialized with people. They're around other puppies their age, fresh out of the house, as I like to say. The world can be scary, so let's do it in nice little easy ways, which is super people are watching over. It's not just throwing your dog to the wolves at a dog park, and not to mention the amount of germs that are at dog parks. So I would skip those for now. I know that's kind of a heated topic for some people. It's just an advice. You don't have to take it, but I personally don't take my dogs to a dog park. I don't see any need in it. If you want to socialize your dog, awesome. You should socialize your dog, but do it in a better environment than that. Another coffee break. I really like coffee. So my Nana, she'll drink, I think, 2 big, because she still has the big pot, and hers broken. I bought her a new one, and it holds a lot, and she will drink 2 of those, and I'm like, Nana, that is so unhealthy for you. But anyway, she really, really loves coffee. I thought I liked coffee, but Lord, please watch over my Nana, because she really likes coffee. But anyway, back to our discussion. So I like STAR puppy classes. It's like a 6-week course, and your puppies win a little medallion at the end, and it's just awesome. And it's cheap. It's only $10 a week. So help build alone time for your puppy. This is another big one that a lot of people don't think about, because so many articles that you read say, spend time with your puppy, bond with your puppy. That is awesome. You should be doing those things. But you should also let them get used to being alone. That way you can avoid separation anxiety. You do not want separation anxiety in your dog. That will result in crying, chewing up stuff. They tend to chew up everything when they're stressed, don't they? So I had a lady, I kid you not, she put her dog in a crate. It was a great big lab. Put her dog in a crate. That dog scooted in the crate, scooted the entire extra large crate over to her couch and chewed up that couch. I came home because I was doing a house visit and I was kind of babysitting her kids. I do a lot of stuff apparently. Anyway, we came home to her house, and the entire couch was demolished and that dog was in the crate. So if you don't want that to happen, get your dog used to being alone. What I like to do, the crate is the best way, and that kind of helps them. But then also, don't let your puppy just follow you around when you're home. A lot of people will be like, yeah, she's my shadow, she follows me around. Yeah, that's all well and good, but my phone is dying. That's all well and good, but it can result in your couch getting destroyed. So I want everyone to practice letting your puppy be alone. I like to block off certain areas, put them in there and be like, okay, and then just leave. Or you don't even have to leave the house, just kind of go into a different room and get your puppy used to being alone, like SpongeBob, alone. So anyway, I'm gonna have to go a little quicker because my phone is dying. So let's see. Get your puppy used to the leash. The best way I like to do that, just put a leash around your puppy, let them run around the house. You don't have to go straight outside. The world is scary. You don't have to do all that. Just put a leash around your dog, let them run around with it, let them play on it, let them chew on it, and then slowly build up to letting you hold the leash while they have it around their neck. You can go full throttle and just be like, let's go, but a lot of puppies don't like that. And again, you want to set them up for success. So that's how I do that. We could all play a drinking game. Every time I drink a cup of coffee, you gotta take a shot. You know, at what time is it? 7:30 in the morning. 5 o'clock somewhere, I guess. And then, of course, we want to continue to go over the sit command. You can start working on stay or lay down. I like lay down the best. So we want to continue the world exposure at this point, 10 to 12 weeks. Get them out there at I wouldn't do many places where they physically walk on the ground at high traffic areas, just because there are things called Parvo and Germs. Why is my phone? Okay. Parvo and Germs. We want to avoid those things. So I would go put them in a buggy, you know how you have the little things down for children when they ride the buggy. Kind of put something down if you want to, or spray a buggy, and that's just if you're extra cautious, just because Parvo can be everywhere. We can literally walk at the park and check on our shoes and us bring it home to our dog family. So that's kind of why I'm extra cautious, just because I've seen people go to dog shows and then bring it home with them, and then their young puppies get really sick because they tracked it in on their shoes. So just kind of keep that in mind. But do definitely get your puppies out. Do definitely, make those things. I like the puppy classes, so that's what I'm an advocate for. Get plenty of toys for your puppy. Do not just assume your puppy knows what they can have and what they can't have. That's common sense, but a lot of people don't. You would be surprised at the amount of puppy buyers who are like, oh, but my dog chewed up my coat. Well, why did you leave your coat there? Put your coat in the closet. Don't leave it. I mean, puppies are what? This tall off the ground? You left it in their sight. They're like toddlers. They don't know what they can have and what they can't have. So, if your puppy's chewing up something that they shouldn't have, take it from them, give them something they can have, do a little swapperoo, and then keep your crap up. Just like you would do with... I have no patience for that, just because it's just like a baby. Keep your stuff up off the floor. My house stays spotless, and I have 12 dogs plus clients who live in my home. I don't keep them out in pens or anything like that. And my house is always super clean. People just pop by and they're like, oh, your house is so lovely. And they don't chew anything up. Why? Because I'm OCD and I keep it very clean. OCD and clean. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Just keep your stuff up and trade stuff out. If you have a kiddo who runs and then all of a sudden the puppy takes their toy, just take the toy back, give it to your kiddo, and then give them a toy that they can have. So that's a great way to do it. Keep working on the alone time. I don't even know what I wrote here on number 5. Work on, I don't know what that says, and I don't know how to show you what it says. Comings and goings? I don't know what I was work on your comings and goings, I guess. So then at 3 to 4 months, let's just kind of skip around. Coffee pause. Take a shot. Take a drink of your coffee too. So 3 to 4 months. Once your puppy is fully vaccinated, you can go to more places. Obviously, that's when make your trips out a little longer. Walk a little further. See so many places with your puppy. Do things like that. Keep up on your leash training, because that's going to be a big one. You don't want the pulling. So if a puppy is pulling you, you can either become the tree, you know, that you hear people say, and then wait for them to pause and then keep going, or you can turn and go the opposite way. So if you're beep 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 and your puppy pulls, stop, and beep 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 beep, go right back the other way. That works really well too. Or you can work on getting like a slip lead like we use in the dog shows. That stops pulling really quick too, because just kind of let them go and it'll go whoop, and then you're like, come on back, and then they come back and they learn to stay with you. I like to bring treats with me, that way they learn, hey, it's fun with Stormi. I shouldn't go over there, I should stay with her because she's got the chicken. You know how dogs are, they like chicken. Who doesn't like chicken? My kid likes chicken. He literally eats chicken at every meal. He eats chicken and waffles for breakfast, then he eats chicken at lunch, and then he wants, what does he want for dinner? Oh, chicken. Loves chicken. So anyway, him and the dogs get along really well. You want to continue to build the obedience stuff with them at this time. It's something that never ever ends. You can also, because you're fully vaccinated, go outside and start working in a distraction area now, as long as your puppy's getting it. It doesn't take much for your puppy to get it. You can take 5 minutes a day and your puppy's going to learn so much. Like, it's really great how smart puppies really are. It doesn't have to be some elaborate training thing for 2 and 3 hours a day. You can, but there's no need. And then of course 4 to 6 months, that's kind of where I'm going to wrap this little thing up, just because 1, my phone is dying, and 2, I gotta save something for later. But you know, just kind of continue on what you're doing. If you want to have your puppy go and stay at a friend's house overnight or just for a couple hours, that'll also help them get used to different environments, get them used to different people and things like that. But the main thing is let them be seen by several different people, just so that way it really ingrains in them, so they don't have a setback later. Because I don't know if y'all have heard about where your puppy can kind of all of a sudden regress and go through a fear stage. We want to try to avoid that. So just keep the socialization, keep the goings. Don't let your puppy, here's another one. If you're walking down the street and another dog comes up and someone's got it on the leash, don't just let your dog meet that dog. There's no reason for your dog to go meet that dog or their dog to go meet their dog. You don't know if that dog's fully vaccinated. You don't know where that dog has even been walking. When you're on a walk, that's a walk. Bye. Don't sit there and socialize like that with dogs, because I mean, you can, it's a free country, but I wouldn't. I would save that kind of stuff for like obedient stuff. And even still, I've gone to tons of confirmation classes where I've taught them, and we don't just run around and let our dogs run. Like, dogs are there. It's what I mean by socialization doesn't necessarily just mean let your dog play with another dog. Let your dog be around another dog. There's no reason for them to sit there and play all the time like that, unless it's in a good setting. Like dog parks, no. Obedience courses and stuff, if the trainer says, okay, let the dogs play, then that's more of I just like those environments better than just meeting someone off the street. Like, I wouldn't go walking down the street, find someone and go hug them. So, anyway. But that's going to be my first video today, because my phone is dying. But I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I know it's choppy, and I know that I'm awkward, but I hope that what I had to say could help some people. I will get better at it, hopefully. I don't know if y'all know who Gary Vaynerchuk is. He's the one who told me to make this video thing. So if it sucks, we're going to blame him, and he told me I could blame him. So anyway, I hope everyone has a blessed week, and I will make another video on Sunday. Bye. Betty, sit. Good.